Joshua chapter 1, when you have it, if you'll signify by saying amen. Let's reread. I'll reread these verses with you, and then we shall see what the Lord will speak to our hearts at this service. When you have it, signify by saying amen. You listen and I'll read. Now after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses. From the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea toward the going down of the sun, shall be your coast. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Now you need to make sure that the persons on your row came for church. Now if you hadn't come for church up until this point, let me advise you to either get with the program or change your seat. Look at your neighbor eyeball to eyeball and repeat my subject after me. Say, neighbor, today, co-pastor is going to talk about living between the promise and the possibility. Lord, have mercy. Talk to the other neighbor. Talk to him like you're mad at him. Talk to him like you're mad at him. Say, neighbor, I want you to know today I'm living between the promise and the possibility. Just in case the devil got it twisted. Lord have mercy. Just in case the devil got it twisted, get those hands up and say, Satan, I serve you notice. I am living between the promise and the possibility. Lord have mercy. Sit down. Let's work it out. I am living between what he said and when it's going to happen. Lord have mercy. Somebody better help me. Because I'm going to try to be nice and not pick up where we left off, and I'm going to try to take you to the beginning. But when I tell you it was right in here at 8 o'clock, let's begin. Joshua is one of the most fascinating books in the Bible for me. His book is absolutely intriguing to me because at one level it relates the story of the ancient Hebrew leader and the people he led and the people God called him to lead and how they made it to the promised land. That's one level. At another level, as we glance at the book of Joshua, in particular chapter number 1, it is his personal story. It is how Joshua relates to God. It is his personal story of God's promises to him and the expectation he has of how God is going to fulfill those promises. I'm going to help somebody. I didn't come for everybody, but I'm going to help somebody. How God fulfills those promises not only to the corporate body, which would be the nation of Israel, but also how God fulfills those promises to individual believers. The starting point for anyone who would dare to live with the notion that God is a promise keeper and all of the possibilities that lie therein, the starting point is that that person must become spiritual. You know, there is a difference between being religious and spiritual. Everybody coming to church may be religious, but everybody coming ain't spiritual. Lord have mercy. If you are going to take God at his word, you're going to have to move out of the area of being religious, and you're going to have to become spiritual. To be spiritually alive really means to take God at his word. And I am the first to admit that is more difficult said than done. You can say it, but to do it is a difficult task. You have got, in order to be spiritual, you must believe that God is capable, in spite of the odds, to perform what he has spoken. That you can live your life day by day, regardless of the unforeseen circumstances that may arise, and still believe that what God said he was going to do for me, in spite of these difficulties, God will do it. Now, this is a good place to start getting on your neighbor's nerves. Nudge them real good and say, neighbor, God will do what God has spoken. Make no mistake about it. The challenge then to us, especially to those of us who consider ourselves to be spiritually alive, the challenge is to constantly take God at his word. Now, it's one thing to start out there, and it's another thing to end up with the same integrity and belief that you had when you started. Because I promise you, in between where you start and where you going to end up is process. Yeah, I'm going to help somebody. I'm going to help about 55 folk in here right here. And you have nothing to do with the process. You must remain spiritually alive in spite of what you may deal with on a day-to-day basis. You got to be constant and believe in the midst of life's changing winds. And how many can wave your hand? Life will change on you. Life will bring you where you said you would never go. Lord. Life will make a fool out of you. You're going to remain spiritual in spite of life's changing winds. You got to stay convinced that life will be what life will be, but God is who God is.